Hey everyone. So I wanted to come and talk about, oh my goodness, I can hear myself through this mic and it's kind of weird, but okay. So a few days ago, I made a podcast about longing to die. And while I've been taking a break, I have been busy. I had got certified as a Reiki master. Um the ceremony, I don't take it until the 28th. So I gotta do the ceremony and all of that. And I'm working on products and stuff like that, but I've been testing everything out on people and in myself for healing, balancing, and just helping people get through this revelation cycle. Because if you feel like you just can't take no more, like that's a normal response to the environment that we are in. Even if, you know, because there's other forms of sufferings, like it's layers here. Some people are suffering, but they was born privileged. They could have been born into a family with a lot of money, but everything had demons within it. And just because you are privileged doesn't mean that you're going to automatically be happy. That's why money doesn't make you happy, or it makes you happy for a very short time. And then other things will start to be important again. But the lack of understanding, the lack of compassion, empathy, and love that exists here is enough to be hard on any spirit. So, and the people that are content, a lot of times these people are repressing things that you wouldn't even believe. So don't ever compare yourself to somebody else, because it's just how it's set up, how this system is set up. It's set up for failure. It's set up for anybody to fail, because we all like come here and be slaves and stuff like that. So as I've been working on things, I've been working on energy healing mostly. I had to progress. Like tarot cards wasn't like fulfilling me. I still love tarot, but and my tarot card's been even more accurate as ever lately, but I don't I can't do content that is about gossiping about people or like what's going on. I was thinking about doing pick a cards, because at least people could get like a consensus of their soul and everything. But nah, I didn't really want to do that, because I could see how pick a cards can turn toxic after some time. So, and I don't feel like I'm actually really helping people to progress by doing that. So, not saying anything about anybody else that does it. Like, do your thing. If that's what make you happy to do, then that's what you are meant to do. But it wasn't hitting it for me. So as I was doing like the Reiki class and stuff like that, I was kind of like bored. Cause see, this the thing. I always have to like modify things to do things in my own way. If I don't, then it's not going to hold my interest. When I was doing the Reiki class, which I'm very appreciative of, and if you are a healer yourself, which I feel like I attract a lot of healers, which is really not a lot of them. Um, like if you are a healer, like you would know. You would know when you was a kid that you a healer. It's not just a want. Like let's say that you when you was younger, you was like, oh, I want to be a astronaut. And then later on in life, you get into spirituality and you like, you know what, I should be a healer because I want to heal the world and da da da. But your calling might just be astrology. For real. But if you're a kid, like when I was a kid, people asked me what I wanted to be. And I would tell them, like, I want to help people. So I went from wanting to be a doctor, wanting to be a nurse, wanting to do massage therapy, because I was trying to find my way of how can I help people. And it's always been like ingrained. Like when people are sick around me, I want to care for them. I remember when my dad was sick and he was stuffy and he was laying on the couch, and I heard somewhere that trees or plants create oxygen. So my mom, she like a natural gardener. So she had all these plants around the house, and I went and grabbed all the plants and surround him with it to try to help him to breathe better. And then it was a time, like I always had a love for ladybugs. And it's like one of the only insects that I'm really not afraid of. Like if I see a spider or some shit crawling on me, I'ma jump, I'ma scream, I'ma run and probably kill it, or something. If I can, it depends. Cause I seen one of those Australia spiders, and I mean like they bigger than your damn hand. I wouldn't know what to do. Because when something is that big, like you don't want to squish it. You get what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't know what to do. I just wouldn't know. But see, Australia is a whole different place. Like a lot of these species are poisonous. That's a harsh environment. That's why I got mad respect for the Aborigines. So I always and if you ever went to I didn't finish massage therapy. I couldn't handle it because of sensitivity and I didn't know how to protect myself. But I took massage therapy, and on the days that we do massages for people, do practice, I would be so drained. Sometimes I would cry. I couldn't touch people all the time like that. That would really, it wasn't healthy for my energy. And I really couldn't handle it. And I was like, I don't think this is the perfection I don't think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I also realized that I really don't like rubbing on strangers and stuff like that. And um, I kept picking up on things that I felt like a massage itself just wasn't going to do. Um, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you some things I picked up on during that experience. one time, there used to be a group of Muslim women who come in like on Wednesdays to get a massage. And only women can massage them and everything. But I had this one girl, and it's like I could tell that she wanted to be touched. Like she started undressing in front of me. You're not supposed to. We leave out the room, and then we come back, ask you, is you dressed? And you tell us yes. So when I came back, asked her, was she dressed? And she told me, yeah. And I came in the room, and then she started undressing. So I'm like washing my hands. I'm trying not to look at her, but she keep engaging me in conversation. And within the conversation, I felt like in a lot of ways she felt repressed. I also felt like she had an interest in women. Sorry, y'all. Trying to work this mic. I need to get a bigger desk or whatever. All right. So, but you know, within what she believes, she's not like allowed to express that. You get what I'm saying? So she come and get the massages. And there was this other guy who he was so tense. Like it was the type of tension, like I could tell that he was like a workaholic. He probably was very athletic and everything. He repressed his emotions very deep down inside. And as I was massaging him, it's like I just couldn't even get the tension out. And he gave me a review. It was a really good review. But I didn't feel like I did a good job because, like, I couldn't even get that tension out. But that tension was so embedded in him that I felt like in order for him to get it out, he would have to scream or something. He would have to lose himself, cry, move around, be goofy, laugh at something stupid. You know, he would have to set himself free. He was like so stoic and restricted. So I didn't complete the course, but I learned so much by taking it. And what I also noticed is that I was surrounded by healers. Certain professions attract people that are healers. So they come and they try to find a way, they're trying to find their way of doing things. And yeah, that's that. So at the end of this, or maybe in another video, because I'm going to try to, I wish they tell you how long you've been recording. I'm going to try to keep it a little shorter. My videos, I'm gonna try to make them shorter. Okay. So maybe in like a part 2, I will post. Matter of fact, nah, I post it on YouTube because I wasn't able to go back and listen to the podcast just because of the vulnerability of it. I was so vulnerable in that podcast that it's hard for me to listen to. But I remember a lot of the things that I said. And as I was talking to myself, I was coming to even more awareness that if you feel like not being here no more, like you longing for something else, like that's a natural feeling. In that podcast, I was breaking down how this system is and exactly why I feel the way I feel. Like, it's hard for me to explain it now because when I explained it then, I was in a different vibration where I could channel that information. So, but when I was in that vibration of like longing to not be here, you know, I never advised that you check out. Just live your life, get through it. You will be glad that you did. I know that is hard and there's a lot of suffering here, but everybody has a mission. So just complete your mission. But also don't be afraid to die. But being in that vibration, it led me to learn something. Like, I started to research certain things that spirit brought to my awareness. I don't remember the dude's name, but let me see if I can find it. All right, so yeah, this dude right here, Capital Stills. Now, the way I came across him is I mentioned it in that podcast, is that I was watching some type of interview with Joey Badass, and they mentioned this friend who committed suicide. So I went into more detail about it in the podcast, so I'm not going to do that so much right now. I also came across something else. So the whole reason I was researching this is because I wanted to see the state of mind of certain people, not people that was like depressed and stuff like that, but people who had like a longing or whatever. And some people that are depressed, I just wanted to see like the state of mind of it, the vibration of it. So another thing that I was researching is a bridge, a Golden Gate Bridge. Interesting name. And people love to go there and commit suicide. So I was thinking about the vibration of these places, the reason why people even feel like this. I was also reading this book called Destiny of Souls. And in it, it said that pay attention or listen to people who say that they don't feel like they belong here. Because there's a spiritual reason, a spiritual aspect of why they say that. Like this guy right here, before he died, he started talking, he always was spiritual, but he became even more spiritual as he grew successful in his career. And then they started to push Joey Badass to the forefront, even though this dude was like the leader of the group. Now they trying to say that the reason why he jumped is because he felt like everything that he worked for was taken away from him. I do get a visual of him jumping. So some people have a conspiracy theory of him being murdered or him being sacrificed because he jumped off of the record label building. But no, I do see him by himself. But see, this the thing. This is why I don't get into conspiracy theories anymore, like clones and stuff like that, because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. It's much more easy to control your mind. See, these people, like, they will put you in certain circumstances to create a certain emotion inside of you to get you to act in a certain way. In the aspect, I do feel like he was murdered because I felt like they was fucking with him in ways that he wanted to jump. They do it on a major scale as well. Like, you remember when we went into isolation the first time, and before they put us in isolation, they was getting us all riled up. They was lynching people in front of us left and right. Everybody is doing riots. People is pissed off and mad and shit like that. And then the virus hit and they put us in isolation with that anger. And that had a major effect on a lot of people, especially their mental health. They do that on purpose. And they starting it again, you know, but maybe it's just my awareness and stuff, but the game is weak. Like, I really wish they would like step their game up because I mean, no, I don't wish that, but the game is weak as fuck. Like, if I watch the news for 5 minutes, I could pick up on words and vibration that let me know the truth in a matter of seconds. And like, I'm up here getting agitated with this shit. Like, they really think we fucking stupid. Now they coming out with a whole lot of different distractions. The Haiti one. That's the major one right now. I did hear about the missing white girl. The missing white girl is they trying to trigger like white people in a sense. Like, it's a different type of trigger, but the Haiti one, they brung those people here. They brung those people here. Okay. This is, and it's like they want you to feel and know like this is like modern day slavery. Because we haven't yet been able to talk to any of these people and stuff like that, but I really wouldn't surprise if they, because they went old school with this shit. I wouldn't surprise if they went and took a boat over there picked up some Haitians and then brought them over here to work in the fields. Almost every day, I get an email that say, "Oh, we seen your resume online. Please come from an interview." People are begging people to come and work. So when they first got here, they put a no-fly zone over the area where they was being kept. That's what they were saying on the news. So the news couldn't fly their drones over that anymore because, they didn't want anything to be reported or seen. And then now they beating them with whips. But they got professional cameras there. Let me show y'all this. So look how professional these pictures are. Look at the angles. It's almost like it was a professional set or something like that. So they say that these people are being chased. Why these, look at this. Who's being loud as hell? Okay. Look at this. Now, it's a few things that you got to think about when you see this. Look at the emotion that is captured. This is not taken by like a regular cell phone or something like that. Because you also have to remember, like, this is movement. All this movement in this. This is a good camera. Now, for them to put hold on. So for them to put a no-fly zone because they didn't want people to see what's going on and stuff like that. But then they come and invite photographers to come and take these pictures just so it could be put on the internet. See, you see this? They want to trigger us. They want to trigger us. They doing the same shit over and over and over and over again. And it's unfortunate that it's real victims to this. But see, as long as they could work your emotions to get you to act and perceive in a certain type of way, they will continue to do this. And who is these motherfuckers? Hold on, y'all. Mm. Mm. This is from Paris, y'all. They brought people in from Paris to come and take these photos. Ain't that about a bitch? Wow. All right. Let's see what they're talking about here. I'm scanning to see what pops out to me. See, it's like they created this narrative. That's why they got the photographers to come there and be like, okay, take pictures of us being on these horses, grabbing and whipping these people. And I need more Oh, here we go. And there was one picture that they was all pointing in a certain direction. And look at these numbers on here. That's 6, 8, 5, and there's a star on it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. See, they want us to be triggered. They knew like what this imagery would trigger us, what state of mind it would put us in. So they at the Mexico border. So where was they when they first got here? Because they was in front of some type of building. And I knew this was going to be a real question because this is why they put Biden in office. This is why they chose. See, the full story is now coming out. This didn't fit the narrative that they have for Trump, but it do for Biden. I'm shaking my head. And where is these people going? And why is they even doing this? Like, it really don't make no sense. These people ain't from Mexico. Why are you pushing them to the border for? See, none of this ish makes any fucking sense. Airport, they came here on plane. Some of those who had just landed try to rush back to the returning planes. But why? Oh my goodness. Angry scenes broke out at Haiti's main airport. Hades. On Tuesday, migrants at their airport rushed back towards the plane they had arrived on, while others threw shoes at the jet. Last weekend, the U.S. started flying out immigrants from Texas border town, which has seen an influx in recent weeks. Oh, so this is them trying to send them back. All right, y'all, let me just do a little bit more research and then come back because I need to try to make more sense of it. Like, they still making Haitians suffer for beating their asses all those years ago. Even if that was like a true story, some of this shit, a lot of these narratives are straight made up. So, all right. So apparently they are trying to find refuge here because of political war that is going on in their country. So that's why they was running back to the planes because they sent people back and the people are going back to the plains because they don't want to stay there. All of this is a setup. The political war is a setup. The assassination is a setup. Them, like, I don't feel like, see, these are people are victims of the higher ups, just like, you know, all of us are, but some people are made to suffer even worse. See, they create these narratives to push people to do certain things, like they knew this was coming because they first gave them very little options. They do this all the time. They've been doing this since forever. Like, and I was watching something, I'm gonna break it down later, but I'm gonna mention it a little bit here. Like, I'm starting to learn the watchers are the people who was cast out of heaven and it was bounded here. And it was supposed to be for 70 generations. I believe these are the people who are like the higher ups in the, I ain't gonna even say government because it's beyond that. It's beyond the government. The government is just like a construct, something that was built there to give us a facade that, you know, we even have a government, we even have a say, we even have a system that supposed to bring balance and fairness, but it's a facade. So they create these scenarios like when they created housing projects in order to get people to move into them, they took away jobs from people, and then when they couldn't no longer afford anything, they came and bought their land and told them to move into the housing projects. So it's the same technique. It's the same fucking technique. And that's what I'm saying. And it kind of reminded me of Exodus, like in the Bible. I do feel like they repeatedly repeat certain narratives in the Bible because they create certain emotions and outcome. Like all of this shit is basically a ritual. And it's so in your face. Like, I don't see how people don't see it. Like, get out of your anger. Don't let them control your emotions like that. That's the only way to stop them, is to stop feeding into what they want you to eat. Stop feeding into it. So, and I know that it's hard because they make you feel like you turning a blind eye away from, because now they're putting it in our hands to take care of these people. Like, I'm hearing people being like, please donate, please sign this petition, please do this, please do that. What? How that fall back on us? So it's just ridiculous. So everything is so censored, like it's pissing me off. I just now came across Bobby Hemmitt. Now, I can't really find a lot of information on him. Like, is he still living? I did see something about him having a stroke, but I'm not even sure if that's the correct Bobby Hemmitt. So, but I came across this video. Let me pull it up. The video is called Revelations Spiritual Apocalypse. And this was, I believe this was recorded a while ago. Wait a minute, is I recording? Yeah, I am. I want y'all to see what this man say, because it makes so much sense. And it also made me feel like I'm not alone. I just came across Bobby Hemmitt. I just came across Bobby Hemmitt because everything is so hidden. I was trying to look up Alex Jones. I never listened to him before, but I suddenly got the urge to. And every time I look on YouTube, Alex Jones video, the only thing that come up is ways to discredit him. They show him screaming. They make fun of him and jokes and stuff like that. And then when I go on Google, it's hard to find his radio station. I had to really search in order to get the name of his radio station to actually find the link. And even when I had put Alex Jones, I forgot the name of the radio station, but I put Alex Jones and then the name, it wasn't even the first link that came up, which it should be. I don't even know if it was on the first page. I had to put the radio station by itself in order for the website to come up. So they want to keep him hidden. And I can't stand the censorship that is going on. Like, you can't say certain words. You can't talk about certain topics. You can't take certain political stance. Well, actually, they want you to take a political stance. So never mind on that. But listen to what he say.
And ultimately, the high priest could read it and understand that it was all prophetic. And none of the stuff was written for history. That's only when the political things came in. So it was called eschatology, things in the future, or apocalyptic things in the future. All of those scriptures, including some parts of Genesis. And the book of Revelation is one of the oldest books in the world, but it's dealing with alchemy. Has nothing to do with some shit that's going on out here, but it's also talking about the war that's going on in your body. And because you're getting to the critical stage now that it's being real bad for you now, that's because that means you are almost out of this thing. I can barely stand it each day. It's just awful. And I'm telling you, the more knowledge you have, the worse it gets for you. You see what I'm saying? Because ignorance is bliss. To me, it's psychologically, and especially the last 2 weeks has been real bad. I mean, real bad for me. All right. Because, but I understand that means that it's getting over more and more. Because I mean, I don't really see how I can go on. I mean, goddamn, food too fucking high. You understand what I'm saying? You never get on top of the bills. You understand what I'm saying? You're always broke. Nothing ain't never on down TV but some foolishness. And then niggas make you mad. So you can separate from white people and say, well, that's just the beast. But most black people you eat now make you mad as shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's a combination of things that is getting too unbearing. And I mean, it's something, man. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. That's why I know that this thing, when they talked about the whole chapter in the book, and all you got to do is go look at the book of Coming Forth by Day, or the Book of the Dead, and in there you'll see the great judgment scene. And right after the judgment scene, which you already had, you will see the next chapter is the chapter of one soul becoming that like Ra, on the same level of Ra. And then they'll show the scene of all this food, which they're saying a big party, a feast that is supposed to happen in the end time with all the people who have passed and all the people that's here, and it's this great big party that they're going to have. Just food, a big party. And that's the kind of shit coming down the tubes for our people. All of our people. Including the ones that's dead, because dead is they just getting a little before you. You see what I'm saying? So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a question and answer at this particular time so we can get the ball rolling on that aspect. But I want to say one other thing too. Look at this. You know it's the last... Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Oh, man. Man.
Turn the other way.
Okay, I got it. Boy, I tell you, I get... I'm telling you. You know it's the last days when the Jew come out and start telling the truth. You had the Syrian mystery, the Orion mystery, and now this white Jew. I'll show you the picture of him right here. His name is Gary Greenberg. Gary Greenberg is the president of the Biblical Archaeology Society. He is also a member of the American Research and the Center of Egypt, and also the Archaeological Institute of America and the Society of Biblical Literature and the Egyptian Exploration Society. He also is a senior trial attorney of the Criminal Division of the Legal Aid Society of New York City. Now, here's this white boy that wrote a book called The Moses Mystery, The African Origins of the Jewish People. Show you, see the white boy? You see, there was another guy named Ahmed Osman. Ahmed Osman wrote a book called Moses, the Pharaoh of Egypt. Came out in 1990, but he black, so if the white man say, oh, y'all just trying to make a political thing for yourself, you will be believing that. But it seems like it's a little more pretty when the white man writing the truth. You see, now, the Moses Mystery. It's in all the bookstores now. All of them got it. Walden's, V. Dalton's, Barnes & Noble's, Borders, all of them. Now, this is the deal. It says, this book will challenge the basic assumption about the Bible. The Moses Mystery contained the 12 tribes of Israel never existed. Yeah, because the 12 tribes of Israel is the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 systems of the body, which is also the 12 DNA strands, 10 of them in the Kabbalah. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob were characters of Egyptian mythology. The Bible story of Jacob...
All right, so that's all I'm going to play for right now, but I will link this in the description that you can go look at it for yourself. So I just discovered Bobby Hemmitt, like, just a few days ago, and I've been really tuning in, paying attention to his videos and stuff like that. But it's just crazy to me because they have us trapped in these algorithms. The only reason I even came across Bobby Hemmitt, I don't know, it came into my recommendations. Must have just been spirit. But the thing that I really enjoy is that a lot of stuff that he's talking about came to a natural awareness within me before even seeing him. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, there are some people who feel like they said something first, they did something first, they thought of something first, they broke down spirituality first and everything. But no, like, that's our ego. That's our ego doing that. What it is that when you start to tap into your spirit, you start to just notice these things. You don't have to research it. You don't have to look for anything externally. You don't even have to read this book. But there's a natural knowing that open up inside of you that you will just start to see the truth in everything. Movies, books, articles, people. You would just start to have a natural knowing. Now, a lot of things that I have learned, I actually learned it through my tarot readings. I learned it through channeling. So now I'm starting to be introduced to people by the universe that is confirming what my intuition already knew. And that's amazing. So we do have to get out our ego. People who do that, like I'm thinking of one person in particular. Listen, there's a lot of people saying the same things on the internet because we all coming into that awareness. And if we get too trapped in our ego, all we're going to do is create separateness. I'm no longer entertaining anything that promotes separateness. Like, either we're going to work together or whatever. So, I don't want to encourage beefing. I don't want to encourage uh masculine and feminine energy fighting with each other. I don't want to encourage resentment. I don't want to encourage a cult mentality. I don't want to encourage those things. So my focus now is simply on healing and bringing awareness. And that's it. Fuck all that other shit. So if you are a healer and you are here with me, I want to teach you what I know because, we have a lot of work to do, especially during this cycle. We have to get out there and actually heal people. We have to do the work. But sometimes healers need healing too. So we need to be open to each other and help each other heal. So later on, I'm going to do a video on what I discover about energy work and energy healing. Because when I was taking a Reiki class, I was realizing that a lot of the stuff that they're talking about, I was already doing it naturally. And I'm very skeptical of anything that uses symbols. Like, I'm very skeptical of all of it. I want to know what that symbol means. I want to know how it resonates because I'm not trying to get my soul trapped or anything. So, and also because I was already doing these things naturally, I felt like I had to learn things outside of that structure because doing Reiki to me is restricted in a lot of ways. I don't like being stuck in one box and one way of doing things. So I started to read, research, and study other forms of energy healing. And then I started to create my own method based off of my own visuals and stuff and what I seen. But what I do appreciate about taking this Reiki course, and I do recommend it to other people, because before I would do energy healing. Like one time, my mom had a very painful leg issue. And I remember I was able to see the pain in her leg. And I started to focus on it and pull the painful energy away from the leg to give her relief. And she said that it worked. See, but when I was pulling it away, I started to see the energy floating back to her leg. So I knew that the issue wasn't resolved. And I didn't know what was the next step? Like, if I take this energy out, then what to do with it, you know? So, which internally I did know, I just didn't trust myself because um I haven't had no external resource that validated it. So, but now I found it. I found it. You should just listen to your intuition and your spirit and stuff like that. But in times that you feel like you just can't find it to just listen to it and trust it, ask the universe to give you an example, ask the universe to show you, to confirm, to validate you. Okay. And the information will naturally flow to you. And it will let your spirit know that your intuition been correct all this time. But it will give you the confidence and the boost to actually go out there and do what you need to do. So I'm still working on everything, but I'm really excited. I will be offering services for energy healing and some other things as well. I'm going to keep that a secret for now, but stay blessed, y'all.